Imagination so important?
Imagination is the tool that Source itself uses to create. And we as a human species have been gifted with the same power of our Creator, the same power of Source, and that is imagination. So every time we connect with imagination, we start to imagine things, we become creators. We are creators, and we are here to create, and this is a creative process. The tool is our imagination. When we imagine, we invite life to co-create with us. When we imagine, we are talking with Source. We are talking with our soul. We are talking with our soul family. We are talking with life. And we are welcoming life and all these ingredients of life to co-create with us and do something that never existed before. And of course, then there is a second factor that comes to place, which is our uniqueness. So the imagination comes through us, and then we exercise through action. We exercise our uniqueness, and the combination of two create a potentiality that didn't exist before.
So we talk a lot about Source, and a lot of people say that's God flowing through us. And so we're describing God as a source of power and love and other things. How do you describe Source?
I usually don't use the word God because it's been overused and is infected with a lot of conditions and beliefs and programming. That's why I prefer Source, because Source is more neutral. So to answer your question, we all are Source. There is nothing that can exist outside of Source. Source is everything that exists and also everything that doesn't exist. So it's not that there is Source out there and we are here. Everything is Source. We are Source. Now Source, we can say, has a problem. And I said in a kind of joking way, but if you are everything, you cannot have an experience. It's like a painter that is in front of a white canvas. Until he doesn't create contrast, until he doesn't put some colors or some lines on the canvas, there is not experience. There is not a creative process. So Source, in order to experience itself, create the illusionary idea of fragmentation, of separation. You cannot be separated by Source because everything is Source. However, you can create the illusion of separation. And so Source starts to fragment itself in an infinite variety of universes, of holograms, of dreams, of matrix and operating systems and densities and dimensions, an infinite amount of creative processes. And then the soul, which is also a fragmentation, an illusionary fragmentation of source, has the ability, through the idea of free will, to choose which of these dreams to dive into in order to have experiences. And every time the soul has experiences and creates, and because the soul also is a creator, source, we can say, gets an orgasmic sense of self, expand his sense of self. So that is the dynamic, and of course this is a very abbreviated explanation, but everything that exists is source. You are source, I am source. We are source having a physical experience right now, entering a matrix, an hologram called Mother Earth, or human experience. And in order to do so, as soul, we have to wear an avatar, a costume, which is this amazing body, so that we can navigate through the reality that the hologram Earth creates. So that's what source is, that's what we are. We are source, and we are having a physical experience right now.
How can you and I and our friends and anyone else that wants to, how can we co-create together? What is co-creation?
The act of co-creation is orchestrated by resonance. So as we navigate through the experience, in this case the earth experience, there are millions, infinite amount of experiences available to the soul, but as we navigate through the earth experience, our vibrational offer creates sounds, creates resonance, and then at that resonance other individuals that are synchronized, tune in with those frequencies, will come along, and those will be opportunities for us to co-create together. When that happens, is a sign that there is a possibility. It might be a possibility of a few seconds, or a few minutes, or a few hours, or a few weeks, or a few years, or a lifetime possibility. But it is a possibility for us to create or to further trigger the process of remembering who we are. So how do we co-create? Once we establish a connection through resonance, we co-create through the exercise of our uniqueness, joy, and imagination. So me and you, we meet, we feel a resonance, and then we start to dance together in a way that our joy, our imagination, and our uniqueness start to create something, start to move energy. And we start to, of course, to take action, because if you don't take action, nothing happens. This is a physical experience, so it needs action. And then from there, more resonance is created, more frequencies are offered to the environment, and then eventually more people either way will step at the side because they are not in resonance, or they will come closer because they feel resonance. And so the co-creation might become larger or might not, it doesn't matter. It is a dance.
In your version of manifesting, it was more into the matrix and money and things like that, whereas creation is more about receiving. Or could you explain the difference again for manifesting?
Yes, when we arrive here as infant, little babies, we are naturally creators. We are completely focused on the fleeting moment, on the here and now, and we navigate without the idea of past or future, and there is no ego in that moment for the first few months, few years, and so we are in constant creation mode. Then we are discouraged from creating, and we are invited to manifest. There's a big difference between being creator and being manifestors. There's nothing wrong with manifesting a beautiful house or a career or a villa or a car or something powerful or whatever. It's part of the game and it's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that. However, we are much better than that. So manifesting is for the most coming from a sense of lack. So I need something in order to feel more complete. I need something to feel more whatever. But it also is a good thing, because I might need some tools to create. I might need a beautiful piano to play music. So it's beautiful to create, to manifest. However, creation is when we are completely connected with our true essence. And that's the moment when we connect with our imagination and we start to download information through imagination that has the ability to crystallize through our uniqueness things, that situations, vibrational energy fields that are going to be impactful to not only the human species but to the whole multi-universe. So we need to at this point, as we are moving from this old dream of the inverted matrix to the new dreams, which is a reflection of the true organic experience of Mother Earth, we are going rapidly to shift from manifesting and accumulating matter to creating with the purpose of evolving and with the purpose of being of service. You know, so that's a substantial difference. We've been conditioned to believe that we are not creator, that we have to look at reality, and so we have to work hard in order to manifest whatever is needed for us to feel safe, for us to deal with scarcity, and also for us to feel better about ourselves. Most of the time, not always, but most of the time, these are the mechanisms that are motivating humans to manifest, so that I feel more accepted by society, or I feel more appreciated, or I feel more love. So the more I have, the more I manifest stuff, and the more I am. That is a danger association that is created by the ego. The soul doesn't think like that. The soul doesn't come from a sense of lack. The soul comes from a sense of infinite abundance. And so the only reason why it wants to create is to be of service. So the question for the soul every time it does something or it chooses an experience is, how, by making this choice, how am I going to make a difference to life? This is the only thing that is relevant to the soul, together with how am I going to evolve by making this choice. So the evolution of the soul and the desire to be of service for life are the true and only reason why the soul exists and live. Because in the soul there is a profound recognition that there is no separation. We are all source, we are all one. So when I do an act of service, I serve everything, including myself, but everything that exists, because everything is love, everything is one. Well, manifesting sometimes, not always, but sometimes is based on separation. It's based on I want to be richer, I want to be more powerful so that I can control situation, or I want to have more so I feel safe, So that's substantially the difference. And again, there is nothing wrong with manifestation. It's wonderful to manifest a beautiful house or a beautiful life or whatever, as long as you don't identify with the manifestation, with the object that you are manifesting, and you don't give to it the power to define you. Okay? And that's the trick where we fall often, not always, but often we fall into the trick. Again, the more I have, the more I am. That's ego. So, as we raise our level of consciousness, we recognize that there is much more value in creation than in manifestation. Also because as we raise our consciousness, we realize that we don't need much stuff in order to be in a state of joy.
What I'm getting, and it's so beautiful, is that manifesting is, you said separation, so it's something we need or want for ourselves, whereas creation is expanding and giving and being of service to all.
You crystallize that didn't exist before because you used your imagination to create it. Manifestation is to attract to yourself something that already exists. And that's beautiful too, because it's important that we have our tools to create, that we have a shelter, that we have beautiful whatever, comfort, because if we want to operate, we want to have this beautiful thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But when we go full power to our true essence, then we start to create, and that means that we, the product of our creation, of course, when the ego is not involved in it, and when there is no expectations, if it's a creation that is crystallized in a pure way, then this creation has an amazing impact in everything that exists. While manifesting something doesn't have so much impact, it has an impact on your ability to then create. So that's good, that's wonderful, all right? But it cannot be just the only thing that we are here. We didn't came here on the planet to manifest stuff that already exists. We came here because we were so excited about this creative process, and we want to play with it at the creation level, not at the manifestation level.
That's beautiful. So would you say our avatars are looking machines to where we can project our soul or our consciousness through, and we can create that way? Or how would you describe our avatar and how it interacts with Mother Nature?
Well, when the soul chooses a matrix or a dream to go deep into and to have the experience, in order to do so, it has to wear an avatar. So if you are Pleiadian, you choose the Pleiadian game, you wear a Pleiadian avatar. If you choose the Andromedian, I don't know how you say in English, Andromedian game, you wear the avatar for that operating system. In this case, if you want to navigate through the earth, you wear the human avatar. The human avatar, it's, to my opinion, is the most sublime piece of art. Is made of the best of the best of the best, and when it functions at its full potentiality, gives to the soul extraordinary, infinite possibilities. However, in the last 10,000 years, we agree to certain manipulation in the experience on Earth, and so our avatar has been shut down. It's been shut down for about maybe 90% of its capability. So in the last 10,000 years, we really didn't have a full human experience. We really forgot, we don't know what really being humans means, because we've been living in a matrix that is being compressed by a series of agreements that we made with certain extraterrestrial families. And so the avatar that we know right now is functioning only at a fraction of its capability, and yet it gives us a lot of amazing experience anyway.